Hello, this video is going to go over the structure and provide an example of the first body paragraph for a personal response to text essay. So just a reminder, the first paragraph that comes after the introduction is going to be making sure that you talk about the text, whether that text is a story or a movie or a play. We want to make sure that that's what we're talking about and how that relates back to our thesis. So just a reminder, this is our thesis. Individuals who are supported and who have the freedom to build connections in their own time are more likely to thrive. So I want to make sure that this is something that I'm proving throughout my entire paragraph, that I'm returning to those keywords of influence, support, and in this case, thrive. That's a keyword from my thesis. I want to make sure I'm going back to that often within my body paragraph. So we always want to start every paragraph with a topic sentence. So in this case, you're going to state and discuss how the text reflects the thesis discussed. You want to make sure it has an outcome. So an example here is, in Dancer, unconditional and consistent support and love impact, so influence, one's ability to change for the better. So I'm going to be arguing about how this influence has allowed a character to change for the better. This is specifically true when one is held back from their true self due to trauma. So I haven't introduced a character yet. All I'm saying is, hey, here's an example of what I'm going to be talking about, how influence positively help change someone and impact them in a good way. The next thing you're going to want to do is provide some evidence. So something specific from the story that proves this, that proves that there is influence happening. So an example of this is, originally, Clarissa's foster parent was not going to let her go to the dance due to her disruptive behavior, but they wanted to make sure she felt included. She was so impacted by the dancing and the music that she requested a copy for herself, which she is given with no questions asked. So here we're seeing that unconditional love and support. So even though this person's not behaving properly, they're being given unconditional love and support because they're trying to help her get past her trauma. What you want to do next then is analyze and connect. So explain how this evidence is proving the thesis of, how did these two things that the foster parents let her do impact her in a positive way. So before she was given the music, Clarissa was struggling to connect with others and behave. As soon as her foster parent realized that she connected with the experience, they allowed her to continue to connect by giving her that music. As a result, the angry part of her slowed down so she wasn't hitting the animals or chopping on herself with sticks like she was doing when she first come. Their support and positive reinforcement was beginning to allow her to change into her true self. So we're seeing how these two actions above in purple are actually connecting to how she's changing. She's changing for the better. You're then going to need to provide another piece of evidence. So give us another piece of evidence, whether it's a quote or you talking about something that happens in the story, again, that shows that thesis to be true, of a positive impact allows someone to thrive. So Clarissa's new family continued to encourage her to come out of her shell by teaching her the dances she was so enthralled with. They also supported her by getting her lessons from Molly Grable. So again, her foster parents are giving her some opportunities and supporting her, and allowing her to be influenced by the dance and by Molly. So now I need to go on and analyze and connect and explain how this proves what I've been arguing. By aiding Clarissa in continuing to do something she clearly loved, the foster family began to see more changes in her. She started to talk a little bit more and even became a little bit affectionate, neither of which she was when she first arrived. Most importantly, the dancings and lessons with Molly Grable allowed her to realize and create her identity. So we're seeing the influence of these people on Clarissa's life. Your last sentence is essentially you saying, here's what I've just proved in this paragraph. So the support, so again, we're seeing that word from the thesis, and unconditional love from Clarissa's new family allowed her to transform from a scared child who watched the dancing to a motivated child who danced with all she had, proud of who she was. So if we look at our thesis again, the thesis is individuals who are supported and who have the freedom to build connections on their own time are more likely to thrive. So have I proved that? I think so. I've shown how she was supported, shown how she was free to kind of do it at her own pace, and I've shown evidence of how she is now thriving. So altogether, your body paragraph number 1 is going to look something like this. Okay, I'm not going to read it out, but just so you can see when we put it all together, it all connects and flows in a really great way. So that's body paragraph number 1, where we talk about the text and how the text relates to our thesis and answers the topic question. The next body paragraph number 2 is in the next video, where we talk about a personal experience.